Phil,
What up?
what up?
What's
Phil?
happening? What up?
Someone in the chat, one of our pre-stream gang crew, they said
Yeah.
they wore your shirt. Yeah, I invented that shirt to league. No one knew what it
And
meant, but it was still funny. It's funny.
that's how it is. It's funny. Funny how.
This
I
show is
amuse you.
one big inside joke for everybody that watches and us.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah, we just
The other
make stuff.
people are like, what's all about? And the people that watch the show and are on every week are howling about it.
Yeah,
We
like
just make stuff up.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
girl
that's
went
not
to
funny.
Florida last week, and she wore a Brunswick shirt in the airport, hoping that someone would recognize her. Didn't happen.
No,
I'm not there
didn't
yet,
happen.
Phil. No, not there yet.
I got it.
I need to get my rep up.
You have
But
no, what do they
had
call
they
it?
been wearing your shirt, you know,
Street cred.
street cred.
If you wore
yeah.
my shirt, people would know you. They'd say, oh, yeah, you're that other guy.
If she was flying to Vegas, then it would almost be easy pickings there. It'd be noticed all
Yeah.
over the place because there'd be 20
You-
bowlers on her flight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Out of Muskegon.
Out of wherever going into Vegas. Yeah.
That's true. Going into Vegas. No, you're right. I agree with that. So what's going on?
We got a heck of a show today.
We do. We got a good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, Mr. Rudy Revs. I know Rudy forever. I mean, literally forever. Forever. He, I think he was about 17 when he started bowling with us on Long Island. So
17.
I think he was.
How old was he when you bowled against him in that winter?
That was 85 or 86. So I don't know. I don't know how old he was. I don't remember. We got to ask him what he did with the money when he said he was going to go to Atlantic City.
Yeah, I want to know if he was up or down or what did he, I want to follow up. I kind of left me hanging there, cliffhanger.
Yeah, we didn't know how he ended up doing. What? How many people were in the stream gang, the PSG?
I did not check because we had to work on some technical issues before the show,
as we always do.
Yes. Imagine my surprise when Phil couldn't even help him. I thought you were better at this tech stuff. You could.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, when we're done with the show, I got to show you what I have on my screen when I click Messenger off of the Facebook page.
I think you got hacked.
I didn't get hacked.
Yeah.
Who would hack me?
I don't know. You click links like it's nobody. I could send you a link and you would just click it.
No, I really don't do that. I learned my lesson, probably the hard way. No, that's not the case. But anyway, a lot of people wait. Go ahead.
Let's talk about real quick how did Rudy Revs come into the picture? How did you start talking to him about this pro staff deal? Because this is how it all started. This is why he's on
I
the
know
show
Rudy
today.
forever. I mean, I must know Rudy 50 years. No, a little less than that. 40 years, 45
really
years.
Aging yourself. Okay.
I know I am. So Rudy started bowling again. He posted a couple of pictures that he was throwing some bowling balls, that he was going to start bowling. So, I know Rudy forever. So we got in contact with him and sent him some balls right away. He said he wants to bowl all the senior stops except Hammond. Is that the first one? I think it is.
I don't know the schedule. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is. So he was going to accept that one. I said, well, let's get you some balls and let's see how you feel after not bowling forever. And said he felt pretty good. Sent him some balls, and I said, listen, if you're going to bowl, let's do something where you don't have to worry about equipment, and we'll have some fun with it and make a little splash. And we'll do well with it, whether how it works out, it works out. But I think he's going to do really well. We were talking about rev rates, and his nickname is Rudy Revs for a reason. But nowadays,
He's a tweener.
He's just
But still, on the 50 tour, he's going to be a high rev guy.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm kidding. I was teasing him when I
Yeah.
talked about how like Hackett's 515, 520,
Yeah.
and he's a one-hander. The other guys are 550s, and so that was funny. But yeah, we talked a little bit about that. We joked a little bit about it. So
yeah. Well, before we bring him on, we need to take care of a little bit of business.
Yeah, let's talk about the rules and the process. So we have the wheel, and at the end of the show, actually about 3:00 or so, we're going to spin it. 3:00 Central. We're going to spin the wheel. You have to enter the link when Nick puts it up. Do not
right
do it
there.
if you're a staff member. It's already up.
Nick's up.
He's ahead today. If you're a staff member, we'll kill you. Literally. Don't do it.
We'll send Rudy to your house, and he's going to take all your stuff, put it on the internet for sale.
Yeah. So we'll don't do it. And then if you stay on the show and watch it till the end, your name is picked. You can see what you got on the first spin. If you don't like it, you can have another choice. For instance, first spin might come and it says new pair of shoes.
Wow.
And you say, wow, it's a good gift, but I don't want the new shoes.
No.
And then we spin again for you. We're not, right. And then you get a grip sack. Well, you got to keep the grip sack. Hypothetically, that could have happened.
Who was the host of that show? Let's Make a Deal, where he was giving everybody goats at the end.
Who the hell was it? That was the guy from Cleveland. No, Let's Make a Deal was I forget the guy's name. So
somebody will figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's make sure it works. Yeah. What are you picking? Chamois. I'm taking
chamois. I'm picking chamois.
I'm taking new ball.
Yeah, good luck.
I think the wheel's gonna be hot for a new ball. Whoever's winning today is getting a new ball today. Uh-oh. I'll go. Oh, chamois.
Oh, chamois.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
This is a classic example of a broken clock being right twice a day.
Yeah, but when it is right, you're right.
When it's right, you're right. When it's
I filled out my bracket this morning, by the way.
Oh, wow. Well, we can talk about that for sure.
I sent it to you.
All right.
I already entered the tournament, by the way. I did it.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. You don't have to do that because I don't want you to work too hard. Bring in Rudy.
Ready? Ready for Rudy. Welcome our newest staffer,
Rudy
Revs.
Hey, guys.
Here he is. That's our
let's
buddy,
get one
Rudy.
thing straight. The Make a Deal guy was Monty Hall.
Monty Hall, he got it.
Monty Hall. Did you get into Google and figure that out for us?
Didn't have to. I can remember that. I ain't that old yet.
I was gonna say
Rudy,
that.
welcome.
I was gonna say Monty Hall.
I knew it was coming. The Holiday Classic.
I didn't bring it up.
I know.
I never do.
I've watched it a couple times. I still didn't win.
Yeah, but you're both good.
you watch it so many times, you hope for a different outcome, right?
That's like the year before when I lost to Sal. I watched that all the time. How the hell I throw it in the gutter?
It never changes.
It never changes. So the big question, Rudy, and I got to ask it now. What are you going to do with the money? Go to Atlantic City. How'd you do?
Yeah, we never went.
You didn't go?
You never went that night?
No, me and my girlfriend went out to eat, and that was it.
It was a bonus. You saved money.
Probably.
He probably cost himself money.
You know how those games are. You can't tough to beat the house.
Oh my God. You know what? Not to change the subject for a second. I was telling the story to somebody when Snake Lorenzo threw the dice across the casino at the Showboat.
Oh yeah.
We were at the crab table.
What about when the stick says to him, "Keep him eye level"? He says, "Will Chamberlain's playing."
The guy says to him, if the two dice don't hit the wall, I'm closing the game. And he throws the dice and one hits and one doesn't. And the guy says, I'm going to give you one more chance. If your dice don't hit the wall, I'm going to close the game. And he takes the dice and he throws them across the casino and he goes to the guy, that wall? And the last thing we remember, his snake leaving with his feet never touching the ground. And the guys had him by the arms, taking him outside.
They put his head in the vice.
Moments at the dice table at the Showboat during the high roller.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. We were yelling and screaming, making no money.
Do you remember the stick man that had the lisp?
Yes.
Well, at the table, as soon as I say this name, you know it's going to be a good one. Was Charlie Fano.
Charlie Fano. You know who just talked about him the other day was Joey Pants.
Okay.
Just talked about Charlie Fano.
And
Yeah.
and this guy's been on a roll. It had to be
Ugh.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing. We're having a great time.
Oh, making money.
And the guy started being a stickler. Every time the guy threw the dice, he had something to say.
Right.
Charlie says, "Listen, lips," and that was it. I lost it right there. But
Charlie Fano.
he was a classic boy.
Oh my God! Yeah, Joey Pants just posted something about him. That was one of his coaches. You know Joey Pants from Philadelphia. Yeah, Charlie Fano was his coach.
Yeah, Joey Pants, that guy over there.
That guy. Yeah, that guy, Joey Pants. So let's talk a little bit.
Coming right back, ain't it?
It ain't that bad, right?
And that which I never had is gone, and now it's like, yeah. What about this? That, yeah.
Yeah. So let's go through the little bit of history here. So you're bowling like crazy on Long Island. You go on tour for a little while. You have some success. You make a couple of shows, and then you stop bowling.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the reason that I believe now, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
The reason I don't think I did as well was because I let my ego get in the way. I never, ever, ever used surface on a bowling ball at the time. Matter of fact, you remember we bowled at Garden City,
File City,
all the places in Long Island hooked so much. We always threw balls that were polished.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of the guys. I had a Luster King in my garage before we started finessing bowling balls. I mean,
right.
I didn't have a double. Everything was glowing.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going out. No, I don't need to say it. No, I'm good. Yeah, okay, right.
On tour. Yeah.
Put a bunch of oil at 45 feet. No.
Let me tell you what you need. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of this, I had a couple of good tournaments. I led Erie by a lot.
Yeah.
And just like the show when you beat me on TV, I watched that show and I still missed that 10th pin against Barnes all the time. I said to Barnes, it never changed. It's like, I still missed the 10 pin, and
still missed it.
It is.
Yeah.
And then, the other show I made in Carolier.
Yeah.
I had no look on the TV pair. 35 and 6 has never been a great pair for me at Carolier anyway. And
right.
And I did the best I could with what I had.
Yeah. So then when you stopped bowling, was it just because you got tired of it, or I know you hurt yourself?
I was bowling just weekend events and a couple regionals here and there. I mean, when I moved south, I won a couple regionals. I won one in Jonesboro, one in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Right.
I won after the U.S. Open in somewhere in southern Indiana on the cheetah. I beat Dave Traber for the title. That's
hard to do. That's a
notch in the belt alone right there.
Absolutely. You put a plaque on the wall for that one. You beat him off.
And then he gave me some pickles afterwards. Dave has Dave's pickles. He makes pickles. That's his thing,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got some pickles.
You got pickles after.
What I got if I didn't beat him? Might have got filet and lobster. I mean,
you never
know. I got pickles.
Right. That's right. So then you got hurt a little bit, right?
So I tore the meniscus in my left leg, in my left knee, bowling a tournament in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I had the surgery. I started bowling again, and I tore the right one at the World Series in Michigan. Was it Thunder Bowl?
Thunder Bowl, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I tore the meniscus in my right knee there.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it, right? I mean, that'll
I rehabbed that one, and just I started getting involved with auctions while I was bowling.
Yeah.
And it's a long story. Make it short. A guy came in the pro shop. He wanted 3 used balls. I gave him the bill. He says, "Well, how about I trade you out in product?" I said, "What are you talking about, product?"
Yeah.
Trading out in product.
Nobody does that.
Pay the bill. Anyway, the guy talked to me for about 20 minutes, and I wound up taking the product, and I took his advice. I went to the flea market in Tupelo, and I sold the stuff, and I made way more than I would have got. I probably made double what the bill was. So
right. Yeah.
I said, "Hey, there's something to this." And the next thing you know, my wife took me to an auction. The first time I was ever at an auction, and I was hooked. I don't have a compulsive personality or nothing.
Not at all. No.
You're like, wow, this is easy money. Let's do that.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So what
And,
do you auction now? You get like big pallets of like.
Well, at the time, it was just
Throwbacks
general
or-
merchandise you'd buy anywhere that you could buy cheap. We'd go to the clearance aisle in Walmart and clear it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will tell you one quick story because this is funny. I went to bowl a tournament, me and Sean Quinn in Louisiana.
Okay.
I run the brackets over, we win the tournament. I come home broke. There was no casino involved. My wife
Wait a
says, "What
second.
happened?"
There was no casino involved. You
No
got robbed.
casino involved, no gambling, nothing
didn't get-
dirty.
You didn't get robbed.
I come home. She says, "How'd you do?" I said, "We won." She says, "How much did you win?" I said, "I won 2,800." She says, "Where is it?" I said, "I don't have it. I spent it at Walmart." She says, "What do you mean?" I said, "The guy let me buy the whole clearance aisle." So I bought the whole clearance aisle. We have to go rent a U-Haul truck and go
Pick it up.
back to Walmart and pick this up. Meanwhile, it's 3 hours away. I bought 600 10 puzzle packs. There's 10 puzzles in a pack.
Yeah.
I lined the wall in my living room with puzzles.
Puzzle.
Yeah, they were $15 at Walmart. I bought them for $1, and I sold them all the week of Christmas for $12.
Nice. There you go.
And it just snowballed after that. I wound up. You can understand this, and a lot of people understand it. If you host a poker game, and you have 8, let's say you have 6 people, 8 people playing.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to win, some of them are going to lose, but the house is always going to get their rake.
Absolutely.
Well, the auction's the same way. These guys will come in, they'll sell the stuff. They'll either sell it for way more than they got. Some will sell it for a lot less than what they got. I'm still going to make my commission either way.
So you don't necessarily own everything. You host the auctions.
Well,
as
it
well.
started out of me just hosting the auctions.
Gotcha.
And the more that I got involved, the more outs I had to obtain merchandise.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So now I have half the auction is about half the building's about 9,000 square feet. It's full of product.
Yeah.
Around the corner, I have 3 warehouses that are full of product.
Oh boy.
It's exactly, yeah.
Oh boy.
boy.
Oh boy.
It's a boy. It's what it is. And I also opened a retail store.
Oh,
So
geez.
now I have an outlet on the retail store. I have online sales. I send my brother-in-law to auctions to sell merchandise, and
Yeah.
I have multiple ways to generate some money.
And now you want to go bowling again.
Yeah, this will get rid of some of the money.
do you get into like storage units? Do you buy storage units and stuff
No.
like that?
I went through a stint of that briefly.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
you buy
those
them-
are popular for a while. Yeah.
You
It
buy them
ended very
blind, right?
quickly.
You buy them
Huh?
blind. You buy them blind, right?
No,
don't
you can look in, but that's all you can do. You can't walk in. You look in.
Oh, okay, okay.
And it's funny. I never saw the stuff that they saw in Storage Wars, so I don't know.
That
what
was
happened.
fixed. I
that
found out later that show was actually
There's
fixed.
no
They-
doubt in my mind that was fixed.
So they actually fixed it by actually putting stuff in there, and the
Oh
cutting
yeah,
the
they were
locks was
definitely
just for
staged.
show.
There's no doubt.
Oh God.
They were staged.
I was so into that show until I realized, or I found out
staged
that
it.
it was staged, and then it
Yeah,
just
they
lost
put
all its luster.
The $10,000 coin from Columbus on the bottom of the drawer.
With the
Tape.
wooden bowling ball I took to Barry Asher.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. They took those
yeah,
bowling
yeah.
balls in. Yeah. But
Oh,
yeah, just the
man.
characters on that show were great. Like Dave, that guy that
We
everybody
do
wanted
that
to
all the
punch right
time.
Yeah.
We do
Good
that.
deal.
We do that a lot.
Nice.
Yep.
So we
My-
fast forward to today, and here's Rudy getting ready to go out on tour again.
Yeah, I told my wife I got the itch. It's been a long time. And I'll be honest with you. I missed the guys. I missed the fun. We had a lot of fun. I missed the competition.
Oh my God. It was
And I
fun.
said, I don't know why I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go see if I can throw a bowling ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we were laughing, and I guess Rudy could hear us before the show, right? He
Yeah,
had-
you can hear us
Oh, I
all.
heard it all.
Yeah, no, when we're talking about rev rates, it was funny because when you and I started talking, I was telling you how ridiculous some of the rev rates are
Oh, yeah.
on the tour. I get the players, not the champions. Which was that the one we talked about, Nick, where the lowest rev rate was Stu Williams and he was 450.
Something
And
like that. Yeah.
everybody
I don't remember
else
what
was-
show, but yeah.
Yeah, there was in the finals. The lowest guy was 450, and everybody else was over 500 by a lot. And you want to
Yeah,
talk
the game
about
has definitely
changing.
evolved.
Yeah. It's
Could you
just
Could you imagine someone
unbelievable.
in the 80s when you were bowling action come in there with 2 hands and trying to throw it like that?
Well, they were around. I mean, years and years and years ago, Chuck Landy was that way.
Yeah, Chuck Landy was the first one, right?
And then you had
So kind of, I thought it all
Mike
involved
Miller,
with.
but he wasn't two-handed.
No, he took the thumb out.
He
They
just
started
took
taking
his
their thumb
He
out.
throws it kind of
Right.
like Dougherty does.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yep.
absolutely.
But
Yeah, it was unreal.
and he could bowl. Make no mistake about it.
Oh, I know it. So we were talking a little bit. How old were you when you first started bowling with us on the island?
I started bowling money leagues when I was 16.
Yeah, that's about when I met you.
Yeah, my first action match that I ever bowled for money, besides what we would do at Plainview
Right.
after the league on Thursday night, I was Buzzy Goodman.
Buzzy Goodman.
You three.
That was bad. Buzzy had a bad hand. He had a deformed hand. Buzzy, give me 3.
That's two. Anyway, Buzzy took me to that little place in Lindenhurst,
Lindenhurst.
right down the block from Falcaros.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
Anyway,
think of the name.
we bowled.
I know what you're talking about.
This is going to sound like a name from Slapshot. We bowled the Javetsky brothers. And it was one guy was tall, thin, the other one was short and stocky, and he hooked the ball a little bit, and the tall guy threw a rocket. And the short stocky guy, he threw a strike, he does a backflip right out of the gate.
Does a backflip?
A literal backflip?
Yeah, he does a backflip on the approach. Anyway, we beat him. And that was the first match I ever bowled.
And you were 16, 17.
I was 16. That was 16. The first match I bowled outside of Plainview.
Oh, okay.
Traveling action match.
Yeah.
Who knew what that was going to turn into?
Exactly. Yeah, and Plainview was. I went to Plainview. We used to bowl league there, and I used to go there after league to bowl action.
Because you bowled at Maroki on Thursday.
I bowled Maroki on Thursday night.
So what was that guy's name? That Steve? It was a Fishman? No.
Which guy?
What was his name? He used to bowl at Maroki. Was it a Fishman?
No, not Fishman. Dickstein?
Lenny something.
Lenny Fisher.
Lenny Fisher. Okay.
Lenny Fisher.
It was a fish something.
Yeah. So we go to Plainview one night after league, and we're going to bowl action, and it's supposed to have a snowstorm. And we're listening to we're calling the weather channel, the weather rate phone number to get the update. It said, 2 to 3 inches of snow changing to rain after 2 o'clock. Or after
all you
1
have to do is
o'clock.
look at the weather app on your phone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There were no cell phones then.
Yeah. So, so I'm there with my buddy Jack Ferrara, and we're bowling. And I said, Jack, because he's not bowling, he's just betting. And I said, you got to keep an eye on the weather. He goes, no, I just called 2 or 3 inches of rain, snow changing to rain. We go outside, there's a foot of snow, and it's snowing sideways. And I ended up staying at his house for 3 days before they cleaned the Long Island Expressway for me to get home. It was unbelievable. Well, nobody left the bowling center. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. We couldn't even leave. Those were the days of when everybody bowled everybody. You didn't care.
No.
So tell me, what we were talking a little bit before the show, you and I. What was your toughest match ever? Well, who's the toughest guy to bowl? Toughest guy to bowl.
I bowled a couple when we go back. I'll tell you who was tough as nails, and I'm not talking about on these conditions we bowl on today, but Norm Ginsburg Sr. was
absolutely
son of a gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, he didn't have a lot. He didn't put a lot on it.
No.
Had that little hop he used to do at the end all the time, and
the pirouette.
I'm gonna tell you what, he got the job done.
And the pirouette.
Yeah, the pirouette.
Yeah.
But he was pretty tough in his day.
Yeah.
I bowled him a few times at Woodhaven. He beat me, I beat him, but he was as tough as they could come on that kind of stuff.
He was.
And I'm talking about some nasty lane conditions.
Oh, when you're bowling 3 o'clock in the morning,
you can forget about throwing. I mean, if you threw it right at 7, it was like they just oiled them.
Exactly. You know who I thought was the toughest action bowler around, and I'm a little older than you are, Jeff Kidder.
Yeah, I knew his name would come up.
Yeah,
Jeff. Yeah. He was before my time, and
unbelievable.
He used to carry around his own set of 3/8 pins with him.
Absolutely, the guy was unbelievable.
To bowl on heavier pins.
Yeah,
Oh,
he had
yeah.
his own
Yeah,
set
he
of
couldn't
Brunswick 3/8 red crowns, 3-pound,
couldn't
8-ounce
beat him.
red crowns, and they were hard to knock over. And he used to travel
Yeah.
with Daly all the time.
Absolutely. At 4:00 in the morning, you couldn't beat this guy. He's playing Fifth Arrow with a black diamond.
Now,
You know.
there was a time when I think they took Jeff to go bowl Dave Ferraro in Kingston.
Yeah, I know they
And I
did.
think Dave
Yeah.
beat him. I'm
He
not
did.
sure, but I think Dave
No, he
beat
did.
him
He did.
because that
He
wasn't
did.
his cup of tea. And then they took Kilgannon there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Kilgannon taught him a lesson.
Yeah, Killer Cabal too. But those
Yeah,
are the guys.
Mike Kilgannon was the best at the Yank 10.
He absolutely was.
And that's what that place in Kingston was. Early
Yeah, it was
hook,
a
no
Yank 10.
back end, stand right,
Right.
throw it left.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he beat Dave
Yeah.
in his own place.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. So you bowled a lot of the tour guys when they came to town. I know that because we used to go and watch and play around, and they used to go out to Deer Park, I guess, right? To bowl. Was that where most of the action was?
Well,
when the tour
early
was
it was at we bowled at Deer Park, and
yeah.
I put an ad in the paper in Newsday. Call for an appointment. They all thought, who's this guy? Call for an appointment. And that week started. The biggest week of the action started actually in Jersey City, at that place that Bob Perry had a piece of.
Bowler City.
But it wasn't Bowler City.
No,
It's
it
not
wasn't Bowler City.
Mid-State. I can't think of the name of it now, but
Yeah.
it was a 2-level bowling center,
Right.
and I bowled Vespi there,
I remember
Trouble.
and he beat me.
that. Yeah.
And
So what's the most you ever bowled heads up in a match for?
oh God.
You talking about on the table or total?
Just heads up against one guy.
Well, it's not that easy to say because there was a center bet, and then there was a bet in the back.
Yeah, it's at the
And
table or the
when
back.
we used to bowl at Deer Park, we would bet what we wanted to bet, and Daly would take the rest. Daly and Bill Daly and Sandy Catalano would take the rest, and they would fill out a sheet. One guy would have a sheet, put your name and how much you bet on it, and they
Right.
gave him the money. And let's say that sheet would total 20,000. Plus whatever the bowler I was bowling against bet, and whatever I wanted to bet would be the front bet, and then the bet in the back would be whatever it total. Sometimes it could total 20,000.
Yeah.
Was
We
it always
didn't always know the total in the back though, because there was money going everywhere.
I bowled Dell on 15 and 16. That wasn't a really easy pair in Deer Park, and
I know.
we'd go to 15 and 16, 13, 14. We were going back and forth, and he beat me game wise. But we won money because we won the bigger bets.
Yeah, exactly.
in the back? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, it's like, have you ever been hustled or felt like you've gotten hustled by someone like you didn't really know?
Oh yeah,
Like where
twice.
they came in and just cleaned your clock,
twice.
or they sandbagged or just didn't represent
No,
themselves.
there's no such thing as sandbagging at that stage of the game.
No, I know, but
You don't give
No.
a.
well, I mean, you
rat's
give up
butt
the
who
first
you're
game or whatever.
bowling
Well, let's
against
go 1,000
Well,
this game.
I bowled. You might remember this, Phil. I bowled Dave Houston at Pequot Bowl,
I do remember that.
and he kicked my teeth in.
He was pretty good.
Well, I mean, you're not talking about a slouch either.
No, when
You're
US
talking
Open.
about one of the best on tour at the time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he gave me a good ass kicking.
Yeah, but you didn't get
And-
hustled by that. I mean, that wasn't a hustle.
Yeah, you knew. he
No,
was
but
good.
it wasn't a hustle, but it was a bit. It was a
Right.
beating.
It was quite the beating.
It was one I still ain't forgot.
He was pretty damn good when they were hard.
Actually, now that you mention it, there's a third. You know Les. You remember Les Sherwin, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I see less every year.
Well, we
Yeah.
decided we're going to go to Royal Lanes in Hempstead. It's an
Right.
underground bowling center.
Yeah, I
And we're
remember
going to
that.
do the lanes, and that's where we're going to bowl the pros that week. We set up a pattern, and I'm telling you, they were really, really tight, and you had to keep it between 8 and 13. And I bowled this, I don't know, this nobody from Texas, Tony Westlake.
Who was the best at tube shot on the planet?
Bad move.
Yeah, it was a bad move. You played into his wheelhouse.
Anyway, he beat me. Then I bowled Malacosta the next night.
Malakas from California, right? Well, Arizona.
And I had the front nine, and then that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Well, 3 games at the front nine, all 3 games, and he quit. And at the end of that week, I bowled Ozio on Friday night.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if we did charge admission, we anyway, I bowled Ozio all night long. It's 5:30 in the morning. He calls last game and he beats me, so he came one up.
Right, just one
we
up
bowled all night.
Yeah,
long.
yeah. He could bowl too.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm just picking slouches to bowl either, and I'm still a kid.
Yeah,
So
right.
I just went right for the gusto. But it makes you a better bowler.
Absolutely.
So at that time, how old were you when you were doing that?
I was probably. Well, what year was the Ebonite Firebolt at?
Oh man, God, 80.
It was urethane days. It was probably middle 80s.
Yeah, 84.
I was throwing a red and black U-Dot, the Firebolt.
Yeah.
That week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it was in the mid 80s.
Right.
And then fast forward into the later days, I went to go bowl John Rubio.
Yeah.
At Van Ness. No, it was Van Ness or Bowlerland. It was Bowlerland, I think. And they put up that S shot. You ever hear about this S shot?
No.
Well, S shot stands for the blank bag shot.
Oh, okay.
And the prophylactic shot.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they would oil from like there was no oil on the first 5 boards, and they were like super, super tight the rest of the lane. So you had to play out there. You couldn't really play anywhere else. And he beat me up the first time on it. And I decided I wasn't going to let that happen. So they never knew it. We just started putting it down, and I started practicing on it. Yeah. It had a strip from 5 to 10, which was the hold for playing out. And then the inside of that was short. So there was nowhere to go. You had to play out, and you had to strip to fall the ball back on, but you had to yank it to make it work.
Right.
And I wouldn't bowl on it any time after that until I got a little bit of just got bowling on it good enough where I could compete. And the next time we bowled on it, I think it was we bowled Rubio, and I think it was Alex Cavagnaro, and me and Barnes bowled him.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, after 2 games of 550, they didn't want to bowl no more. Then they got the idea that this would be good since he hooks it so much. Let's bowl him on the strip lane.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
The first time I did that, I bowled Judge at home field.
Uh-huh.
And I was throwing a clear widow for a spare ball. And that's what I used.
Yeah.
I beat Judge, so he figured that wasn't a good idea. And then Rubio wanted to try because he's straighter than Judge, and that didn't work out too good.
Yeah.
And then another year later, I bowled the tour was at Babylon, and I bowled Belmo at Belrose.
So this is much later. This is more recent. This is in the last 15 years.
Yeah, this is later on, and back and forth. I need a hit to take the lead at solid 9. I need another hit to take the lead. I ring a 10. I wound up coming. I was either 3 or 4 down to Belmo. He beat us for about 13,000. And I said, let's go somewhere else. We bowled here. Let's go bowl on what I want to bowl on. And that never happened.
Yeah.
Of course not.
I'd like to see him bowl me on the strip lane, even to this day.
Yeah. Silence our cell phones here, gentlemen.
But when I announced I was going to start bowling again, he actually sent a message on Facebook. When are we going to bowl some action?
Exactly. That's what you want to do right now, right?
Well,
the problem isn't that you can't beat him. The problem is how many games could you go in a row right now until you get a little stamina?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Everybody said Joe Scianna was the guy who could bowl all night.
Yeah.
I bowled him 3 times, and he got tired every time bowling. I used to be able to bowl all night long.
Absolutely. When you were younger,
I mean, I had some serious stamina.
So it was like I remember bowling. When Rudy was younger, it'd be like 17 degrees outside, and you come in, everything's ice cold. He'd come in with his tennis shoes half laced up, high tops, and throw his first shot out of the bag like it was his 8th game of the day. You know, and
I don't understand why it doesn't work anymore.
So we used to go to a tournament up in Rome, New York.
Got a lot of patchwork.
No. Most traveling roadshow.
Most traveling roadshow. Mo Pinell owned the lanes, Rome, New York. We got invited up. As a matter of fact, the way it worked was I know I got invited up because of the point list with Lustig. You know, I was in the top 5. So I go up there to bowl, and Rudy's up there. And I walk in the pro shop. Mo's laying out a gold angle for Rudy. And Rich Saddles, who was a dentist, is drawing
with
lines
a pro
on the
shop
ball.
in the same
With
office.
a pro shop in the same, in Rome. Yeah, exactly. And there's got to be
sanitary.
There's got to be 10 lines on this ball, maybe more. And I look at it, I go, what is that? And it looked like directions from Long Island to Rome, New York. He had angles going this way. Remember that? You remember that ball?
Oh yeah, I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Exactly right. So that tournament was unbelievable. It was Mo put a shot out, and Tommy Baker and I crossed together at that tournament. And Bake shot 804 for the first 3. In those days, 800 was strong. He goes to me, I can't wait till we get to the easy side. Now, little did I know that Mo had Bakes in the tournament. You know, what a shock. The other place that was fun to go to is Endicott.
Oh, yeah. My goodness gracious. So I'll tell you a quick story about that place. In Long Island, once a year, they had the Newsday tournament, which the newspaper sponsored. And it had the same feel as a tour stop.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the who's who bowled it.
Right.
All the pros bowled it.
Yeah.
It was like 66 games long to get to the end.
It was 61. Right.
It was
exactly.
2 8-game block qualifying, 8-game semifinals.
Right.
Top 16, 3-game match.
Right. So you started on a Thursday.
48 games of finals and 24, 72 games.
72. Yeah. You started on Thursday night.
That's right.
For the finals. And then ended Sunday.
You couldn't walk in the building.
Absolutely right. It was and it was a grind. If you shot even, you were in soft. You know, for the top half of the semis.
And I never went to watch one, but I wound up bowling one, and I bowled one in Wantagh.
Yeah.
1984. I was 20 years old.
Right.
And I just got a brand new black angle drilled by Ricky Papandrea. And I had a couple of other angles that I got from Lash.
Right.
Tommy Laskow.
Yeah, Tommy Laskow.
And I bowled this tournament, and I wound up making it to the semis, and I wound up making the finals. And I mean, they were so tight. I had to throw it so slow.
Right.
And I worked my way up, and I wound up bowling Johnny the title match, and I'm up winning the tournament.
You won the tournament. So then the next year was at Wantagh again.
The next year it's at Wantagh.
And the first match, Rudy's already seated in the finals. The first match of the tournament, I bowled Rudy. The very first match of the it was so funny because that's when they were handing out the balls in the paddock. Remember the rhinos? That was at the end of that tournament, I quit my leagues for the rest of the summer. I wasn't going to bowl anymore after bowling 72
They
games.
were brutal.
It was unbelievable.
They were. You remember who won?
Yeah, I do. Tony Therese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he bowled really good that whole tournament. But I never forget the last match, the position round. I think I was in 4th or 5th. I couldn't move up, couldn't move down. I'm bowling Roth on 23 and 4, and that pair was brutal on the right. And I told my brother, take as much action in the back as you can get. He goes, you're bowling the bowler of the year. I says, you can't beat me on this pair. And sure as shit, we bowled 3 games. I beat him 2 out of 3 in series. I won another $3,000. And I only got like 2,000 for where I finished. So it was more profitable with the action in the back. And all during the finals, and this starts Thursday night, the finals. there was so much betting going on in the back. It was unbelievable.
And Tony Therese wound all over it.
He did.
I mean, he got as much on it as anybody.
That's
as
right.
anybody.
Exactly. Tony Therese. Yeah, it's
I'm
exactly
gonna
right.
interrupt you guys for a minute
ahead.
so we
I'm
can
sorry.
do our top 5 and also post the link one more time.
Yeah, do the link. And
Otherwise,
you want to talk about the rules again? The link goes up.
Talk
You
about
put
the
your name
rules.
in the link in the box, and at the end of the show, we're going to draw a name. Then Nick is going to spin the wheel, and if you're in the show, you let us know. You got 90 seconds once he pulls your name to let us know you're in the show. And if you're here and you don't like what you get on the first spin, you have another spin. You know.
That's right. How many entries do you think we have? We have 325 people watching currently. How many entries do you think we have so far? What's your guess?
300.
168.
Bill says 3. It is 243. So
I just missed.
you're off.
Yeah, right in the middle. You know what? We didn't even look if there's any questions.
We'll go back to questions right after top 5. You still got some time, right, Rudy? Till about 3.
Yeah, I wanted to just one thing I wanted to get to, and since we're on, and I wanted to just tell you that I threw that breakaway last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You like that ball, huh?
That's my new favorite ball.
It's funny because I got a couple of that I know were your favorite balls of all time, simply because we've been friends forever.
We're not talking about those track balls, are we?
Some of the track balls that we had, but it's nice to hear you like one of them that much.
Oh, let me just tell you something. For a symmetrical ball, that it's got shine on it.
Yeah, it's a solid.
It gets the job done.
HK 22. Put that on everything. As Nick's t-shirt would say.
Yeah, it's like it's like ranch dressing. Put it on everything.
Yeah, it's like the Frank's hot sauce. We put that shit on everything. I'm glad you like it.
I was really impressed. I bowled in a place last night where typical house shot 10 to 10, real dry on the outside.
Yeah.
And I could get as far left as I want and slow hook the whole lane.
Really?
And when I would miss left, when other balls would wiggle a little bit.
Yeah.
This ball just read the lane perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of our better symmetrical balls we've ever made. It's got that type of motion to it. It goes through the pins really good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun with that one. Let Nick take care of some business here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tour.
Yep, we'll go back to questions. So we'll actually open up questions. So you actually got a bunch in the chat. So we'll get to those right after the top 5. And as always with our top 5, if Phil doesn't help me, I just do it on my own, kind of at his expense. So this week, the top 5, the top 5 boroughs of New York City from a Californian perspective.
At least you didn't use boroughs like in Donkey. Yeah, it's like Letterman, the top 5.
Oh, I misspelled it. Sorry.
Yeah, boroughs. You thought boroughs like donkeys, right?
I swear, I think I have it. I have it right here. I didn't go back and change it over here.
The Bronx Zoo.
So number 5, the Bronx. Yeah, boo Yankees.
Yeah, the Bronx. And the Bronx. Interestingly enough, the reason it's called the Bronx was it was owned by a family. The name of the family was the Bronx family. And that's the only borough that's got the in front of it. It's not like the Brooklyn or the Queens. It's the Bronx because that was the name of the family. They owned all that land.
Oh.
Just a little tidbit in case you're ever on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
We'll stay to the Holiday Inn Express last night.
I'm telling you, I did. If you want to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you get that call me. I got the useless information. But anyway, go ahead.
I always joke about it. Like whenever you come up with these like useless facts, I hope it doesn't push out something like a core memory. Like I just forgot about my first bike or my mom's.
Because you got like enough bites in your head like to fill a peanut. That's it. That's why you can't.
Yeah, Mister, I can't even send a message on Messenger.
All right, Mo, go ahead.
Number 4. Sorry, Rudy. Queens, boo Mets.
I'm shutting the laptop now.
That's it.
Do you remember that Family Guy episode where they're at the Mets game on opening day and they're like, yeah, the first pitch of the Mets, and like the other team hits like a home run and their season's over.
I've never seen Family Guy, by the way.
That's all right.
Neither.
When we're done with this, Rudy, ask me about the lamp again. But go ahead.
Number 3, Staten Island, Wu-Tang Forever. Number 2, Manhattan. That's where they filmed Home Alone 2.
That's what your best you could come up with for the boroughs? Home Alone 2. Oh, God.
And the number one,
And the
top
number
five
one
borough
top
of New
5
York
boroughs of
City,
New York City is?
Any guesses?
Brooklyn.
It's got to be Brooklyn. That's where I'm from. Go
Go
Dodgers.
And who cares if Phil was born there? That's where
I
the
was
Dodgers
born
are
there.
from.
The Brooklyn Dodgers. They left us.
Yeah, talk about fair weather fans over here. He's a kid on his stoop, loving the Dodgers, and then they leave to go to LA.
They left me.
They left. I was like, hey, don't you have a TV back then? You can watch them on TV.
No, you couldn't. The hell? We had 2 channels. And I was the remote in my family.
Yeah, you got to get up and change the channel.
Yeah. So, Rudy, this lamp.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie Christmas Story?
Yeah.
I never.
Everybody's seen that movie, right, Rudy?
I've never seen it.
How many times have you seen that movie in your life? Every Christmas, right?
Quite a few times, yeah. Just about. I mean, it's one of the things you do, with the holidays.
Never did.
Thank you for being normal.
Never seen the movie. We go round and round every year about that freaking Christmas movie, and one day the lamp shows up in my office.
Yeah, full-size lamp shows up at his office.
Lamp shows up in the office. No idea who sent it, where it came from. Just showed up.
And it wasn't me. So
one Chris, and I won't watch the movie now on purpose because of that. So
anyway. All right, we're gonna go questions now.
Yeah, go a couple of questions for Rudy. That'd be pretty
this
good.
One's kind of one of our inside jokes and pertains to how you actually got on staff, Rudy. So did you actually double in the tent to win the US Open?
Not that I remember.
Everybody asked me how to get on staff, and I answer the same way. Double in the tent to win the US Open. I'll sign you right away. I'm glad somebody wrote that.
I'm going to try to keep the questions more kind of Rudy related. I know there's a lot of questions out there about equipment. We'll try to get back in there and answer them after the fact. Let's see. Casey says, do you have some new unboxed Bonanzas stashed somewhere?
Actually, I don't. I have a Bonanza Blue Dot still.
But Bonanza was part of Columbia, right? That was
Bonanza
the Columbia second, right?
Bonanza was part of Columbia 300 West.
Yeah, no, but they bought all of the seconds. The Bonanzas were yellow dot and white dot seconds.
I have a blue dot still in the box.
Yeah, there you go. I have a 5P yellow dot, brand new, by the way.
Darren said he went to Hicksville with Rudy, and they were on bowling team many years ago. Darren Andretta.
Okay.
Darren.
Bob Andretta was his dad, I believe.
Huh. I didn't know Dan was. Wow.
By the way, our coach for Hicksville High School was what was his name? He was pretty good. We actually had a really good bowler for a coach.
Did you? I don't know who it was.
He used to bowl the Seaboard League, and I can't think of his name.
It's about the only name you guys don't remember this show.
Yeah,
I know. Well, let me give you a little rule of thumb on shows like this. Don't bring up a topic if you don't know the name. It makes us old guys look bad.
Joe Lacerdo. Rudy invented the messenger, not Phil.
That's true. Phil, you didn't invent that. I don't think you had a messenger until probably 2008.
No. I've never had a messenger. I pride myself on success I've had in my life and never had a messenger.
You barely had a Pony Express.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your messenger is when the 5-pin goes sideways. Just barely.
If it goes down now, I'm happy. If the 5 goes down now, I'm
5
happy.
rolls into the 7. That's your messenger.
I'm happy with that. Go ahead.
Larry says if you don't go to Atlantic City, you make money.
Correct.
Here's a good question. Do you still have 500 rev rate? If so, what was your highest rev rate? I know they didn't really have a lot of things.
Nobody ever they didn't have anything like that. They had me on tape, and they had tape going along the ball, and it would a long line of tape. And from when I let it go to when I hit the pins, it was I think the ball turned over 27 and a half times.
Then you got to do the math.
Right.
Yeah.
Time and everything.
See, with the high-speed cameras now, it's easy. You just have to film one rotation, and then you can figure out the RPMs off your hand, which would be the point of release.
Yeah, that's the way snowflakes do it, but whatever.
I guess we don't throw it straight. I can still hook it.
Yeah, right?
George says, "Why do I feel like Rudy collects sports cards as well? Do you?"
No, sir, I do not.
Ooh, see, don't judge a book by its cover. He was just talking about all your
Bad
you're
feeling,
buying
yeah.
on clearance and all the
Yeah.
collectible
Mhm.
stuff, and I mean, it
No.
makes sense. Did you ever get into sports cards? Did you ever, as a kid, anything like that?
We used to flip baseball cards when we were kids.
Yeah, everybody did that. Yeah, the Mickey Mantle rookie card, flipping it in the schoolyard was a dumbass thing to do.
They were pieces of cardboard back then. Were they even worth anything back then?
No, now
No, we used to take a clothespin and stick it to the bike and then go brrr, right down the road.
we absolutely did that.
Andy wants to know: Are you bowling the PBA 50 in Fort Myers in April?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he is,
Nice.
right?
Lord willing.
The only one you're really not going to is the one in Hammond, right?
The first
That's
one.
Yeah, that's in Hammond. Yeah.
School wants to know that can you name the shoes that we announced a week or two ago? Those are power diesels from Hammer there, School, so you can look those up. So those are out there. Ray, who were you last sponsored by, Rudy? Was that Lane One?
Before what you're talking about, I guess he's talking about when I
was-
bowled on tour. That'd be correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the last. Okay, because you were with Hammer for a bit too, right?
I was with Hammer for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back
when
in the
Dennis
Big Blue.
Baldwin owned it.
Because I remember
That was
you
when
showing
Hammer
up.
was in Baltimore.
I think I bowled a
Yeah.
regional where you were at Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and you were throwing Big Blue, something like that. I remember seeing you at that one.
Fort
You
Hajuka? You just
Fort
made that up.
Huachuca. Do you know where that? Do you remember where that was?
No.
No.
It's in Arizona, and it's by Tombstone, so it's in the very southeast corner. Pretty much desolate, nothing. There's just I believe, an Army base or a Air Force base right there, but it's on a base. But yeah, I believe you were at that tournament.
Huh.
That was probably 2004, I think, somewhere in there.
Wow.
All right. Someone was mentioning that one center you guys couldn't think of.
Werner's, that's the one. Werner's Recreation. That's the one.
Darren,
Darren is like, he knows everything. The guy's like, who he reminds me of when it comes to trivia is Patrick Allen. Darren knows like everything.
Yeah.
PA could remember what
PA
shot somebody made.
Walking dictionaries.
I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. Yeah, right.
Did you ever beat or bowl Norm Duke in action in the 80s?
I bowled him once at Western Bowl. All right, you ready for another name out of the hat?
Freddie Chin.
Freddie Chin.
I knew you were going to say that. How did I know you were going to say that?
Me and Freddie were there, and Norm was there, and we decided to bowl, and he beat me. And then we sent Hank in.
Hank Beerbaum. That was my doubles partner.
And he took care of that.
Yeah. Hank
Another guy that was pretty good second arrow.
Yeah, but tell you what, you watch Hank bowl,
you wouldn't give him 20 cents.
You'd bet him thousands, right? You'd bet him anything you could.
Yeah, if you had to watch him bowl, all you heard was keys jangling.
That's it, right? He had his keys hanging on the side of his
had
pants.
the hop with the Cobra on.
He had the Cobra and he hopped.
And a red U dot, and he would
he'd beat you,
knock you in the dirt
like a drum.
Yep.
It was unbelievable. He and I went with Freddie Chin a couple of times to go bowl action. It was unbelievable because they would bet everything against this guy. He had keys hanging on one side. He had a Cobra and he hopped.
But he hopped the same every time.
And he landed in the same spot.
He's made the same noise every time.
Exactly. Hank Beerbaum. I knew you were going to say Freddie Chin. I knew that was going to come up sooner or later. Freddie.
Yep. That guy was so far ahead of his time with bowling balls.
He really was.
He was taking, this is a true story. He was taking LT-48s to the hospital and x-raying them, looking for a certain shape. And then he would drill those axis weight when nobody even knew what that was. And certain ones would roll really good and certain ones wouldn't. Yeah. And he took them to the hospital and x-rayed them.
To see why, right?
They found that the shapes that were similar to the one that rolled good all rolled good. Ones that didn't.
He had a blue dot that he drilled a hole in his axis that went almost all the way through the ball.
That's correct.
Right. Literally, you could shine light and almost see through the hole. The light would almost come through the skin on the other side. That's how far through
He
he
was
drilled it.
far ahead of his time.
He really, and he could set up a good match too. By the way.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
post
he
the
was
link.
a character.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna post the link one last time. We got
Mr.
about
Miyagi
5
of
minutes. Got 5 minutes to get your entries in. Last chance to get in. Links in there. So
let's talk real quick about the senior tour for Rudy. You know, I mean, you're going to bowl a lot of Florida ones, obviously. You know, that's the plan. I'm bowling nearly all of them. But have you looked a little bit about what they bowl on and stuff like that? And
The patterns seem to be short.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to see because, you know, oils have changed a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens when we get out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
what's your urethane game like these days? Have you tried it out yet? Tried Black Hammer yet?
I'm waiting for a Black Hammer.
Yeah, we're gonna get one shipped.
I drilled a not urethane blue hammer.
Okay.
And at that bowling center yesterday, I was telling you about.
Yeah.
It works real good on the extreme wet dry. It works really, really good.
Yep, that's meant to blend it out, kind of like urethane, but just a little bit more length, a little more pop.
Yeah, and it's enough to knock them over, and it's not enough where I mean you have to really, really miss right to make that ball over hook.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, with the geniuses on the PBA, the Purple Hammer is not legal anymore on PBA Tour. It's legal everywhere else on the planet, and I heard it's legal on other planets as well. But you know, for the PBA, you can't throw it. But you did get to throw it a little bit. The Purple
I did throw one. Yes, I did.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very, very good.
Yeah, that's a really good ball, and it's still legal, except on the PBA, which I'm not surprised.
And I don't. Is the purple reactive hammer legal to throw?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sure, it is.
Sure.
It's not the purple urethane.
Not the
no, not the purple urethane. Yeah, unless we tell them, then they'll probably make that one illegal too, because
just because.
That's exactly right.
I've been very pleased with the stuff I've thrown, and I think this is going to be a good ride.
Oh, what we're excited about. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I mean, we'll have you back on the show again soon. But put some videos up of your practice, and people like to see that. Do you know you can post them on the fan page?
Okay.
You got to join.
This is going to be hilarious. Go ahead. Try to help him out there, Phil. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, Rudy. On Wednesdays, are you busy every Wednesday about 2 o'clock? Because I'll have you do his job because he sucks at it. You know, today's the day he didn't lose his Wi-Fi. Every week, the IT guy loses the Wi-Fi connection.
I have no control over the strength of the Wi-Fi.
I am sitting at one of my tables in my auction house right now talking to you guys.
See, we could do this and get rid of him, and it'd be more entertaining.
Please do. And I'll give you my credentials to log in. Please, I'll take a few weeks off.
And you and I would have more fun. I don't know if the show would be worth anything, but we'd laugh like hell.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I had a great time, and I appreciate you getting me on here.
Yeah, we're gonna have it again.
I hope everybody out in internet land liked it.
Yeah. So what I need you to do is go on the Facebook, the fan group, and join, and then you can post right on there.
Okay.
You know, your videos and everything, because people would love to hear from you. You know, and then they'll ask you some questions, but it'll be a lot of fun for you to get on there and you know, talk a little bit about the product.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when is your first tournament? Do you know the dates?
I believe it's the third week in April.
Oh, pretty cool. You better hurry up and get in shape, whatever shape.
Rounders a shape.
It is. It is. I don't want you to hurt anything when you go out there and bowl. You know,
he's got both his knees fixed. Like, what else do you want?
No, I've been blessed. I'm telling you, I'm not hurting.
Good. I know the first time I asked you what hurt, you said your neck hurt. It was like,
yeah. Everybody's got one of those, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So I got one more question for you, and I don't think we covered it, but you were notoriously big action bowler, amateur bowler. You bowled all the Hoinkies, bowled mega bucks. You won big money bowling amateur. Why did you go pro?
Well, it's left.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you're king of the hill as far as amateurs. Is that just what it was? You wanted to win a pro title? Is that like that was it?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. you look at it how you want to look at it. I led that tournament in Erie by 500 pins over the whole week. You lose one game on TV. I averaged almost 250 in the building all week. They moved to the Erie Civic Center.
That's right.
Put lanes on top of an ice skating rink. We bowled on HPLs all week. Pro-Am Valena is on at the show. Nothing rolls the same.
Right.
And you can prepare as much as you want, but there are certain parameters you just can't overcome.
Yeah, that's just one big coin flip.
And I was a victim. I was a victim to that a second time. The tournament I bowled in Long Island when I made the show, I went 3-5 in match play on Friday night and went from 8th to 4th with a losing record.
Yeah.
And it was full lane of Guardian, and now we're bowling the TV show outside behind the New York Public Library and their Pro-Am lane. And it was me, John Mazza, and Eric Forkel. I bowled 190. Eric bowls 260. Mazza bowls 250.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What are you trying to say?
How you doing? Some guy was throwing a red hammer up the second arrow, and I was throwing a gold angle from 25. How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand.
But neither here nor there. And then the same thing happened to Carolier to me. They got Guardian 60 feet, and I barely made it, but they took 48 to the semifinals, and I was like 42nd. And I went all the way to the lead. And Friday night, I went 8-0 Friday night and bowled, I think, 5 Hall of Famers in a row.
Yeah.
I won all 8 matches. I had a big lead. It was a couple hundred pins, and I lost to Doug on TV. So
right. So now you have a chance to a little bit of a redemption, so to speak, for probably bowling the same guys.
Yeah.
On the senior tour. I think you're going to do very, very well. We're very excited, and I'm enjoying. It's going to
be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying.
I'm not going to be afraid to throw surface.
Good. We sent you some Sierra pads.
I don't think
Robert throwing a lot of the same stuff. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you're going to see Robert out there too. Robert.
I don't think action's not allowed during PBA competition, but is there always something secret going on the side?
They could be.
Yeah, I always thought there would be. I mean, you got to supplement something, right?
I always had a little action going on.
Okay, so who were the best action bowlers before they went pro? Like who are like notorious pro bowlers now that were just?
Well, it's hard to say because, I didn't know them as well, but they say Dell used to bowl some action. I mean, Joe Vito was a good action bowler.
I bowled league with Vito.
Hey, Vito, how you doing, huh? Vito, how are you?
For 30 years, we bowled league together.
Who was a good action bowler that bowled on tour? Ozio.
Yeah, Ozio was good. Schlegel bowled. Well, Schlegel.
He bowled at Central Lanes in Yonkers for years and years and years.
Forever, he bowled up there.
I didn't know much of them because I wasn't around them.
Right.
So what's the difference? I just had another question. What's the difference between tour gamemanship and like the stuff you bowled the Megabucks gamemanship, like head games? What kind of stuff is different between pros and good amateurs?
Nobody really gave anybody the business.
Yeah.
On tour.
Okay. And by the business, you mean, can you expound a little bit on what giving someone the business is all about?
Well, I mean, there was some trash talking going on. I would say, a lot of people did certain things and things you should do, things you shouldn't do. And they would, there was a lot of things said that some weren't very nice. And
there were no rules, actually.
There's no rules. It was just do what you want to do. And
yeah. It was just.
So you're saying nobody showed up with shirts and ties bowling these things like in the old days? Is that what you're saying? No count gagglers.
No. They were. It was fun. I mean, it was fun to go. It was fun to bowl it. It was always good. Rudy and I bowled we bowled each other a couple of times. It was fun.
A couple hand slaps at the right time.
Exactly. Very and loud. Rudy was a loud clapper. I mean, he had big monster hands.
I had the clap back then when I was younger.
Yeah, exactly. He could echo the whole building.
Yeah, my hands are real thick, and
They are.
I got in trouble a couple of times. I'd slap one out in somebody's approach. They get mad, and you know what it is. What it is.
How many fines would you say you got on the PBA tour?
I didn't get as many as you would think. I had my share, but I was no Nick Melnikoff at the showboat.
Was that the ball return incident?
That was. I was sitting right there when it happened, and I was the first to hand him $100.
You handed him the 100.
That was well worth it.
Do you know that story? Do you know that
No,
story?
I don't know the story.
Yeah,
Oh,
because he kicked the ball return.
He did.
He dislodged it.
Dislodged it off the whole
Re-rack, sets it back up, and smokes it.
Kicks it again.
I mean, shrapnel.
The fact that he put it back all nice and dusted it off.
And then he smoked it.
And he cracked it. It was over.
Nice.
It was almost as enjoying as watching Dennis Jakes almost knock himself out.
Oh, when he hit himself
in Austin.
Yeah.
He was another good buddy of mine, Jacques.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, man. We're gonna
ready?
spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
We got to pick a winner. I'm gonna
Pick a
switch you over
winner.
here.
Spin the wheel.
All right.
All right.
We have a winner
pick the winner.
picked.
You do.
We do.
All right. Who's the winner today?
We need a drum roll for the winner. Is everybody ready? Everybody's ready. Remember, you have 90 seconds. You got your clock ready there, Phil? I know you're Captain Stickler over here for the time.
Hold please. Clock. Here it is. Clock. Ready?
Oh, all right. Ready?
Spin the wheel. Ready? Who's the winner?
Winner today, Scott Servine. I hope I'm saying that right. But if you're in the chat, please check in. Scott.
90 seconds, Scott. Hurry up.
Starting now, Scott Servine.
80 seconds.
Dun,
You
dun,
run out of time. You're going to get whatever you get.
Scott Servine, you got 80 seconds. Oh, Donald Scott Servine.
Oh, Donald Scott. I got you. He's one of those guys that you go by their middle name.
Is that what it is? Middle name?
Yeah, they do that down here in Texas. Oh, by the way, Wyatt Moore last night, my buddy Wyatt, Bo's against my team last night, shoots 300 against us. Here's another guy. His first name is William. He goes by Wyatt. What's with that? My other buddy, Brent, who I bowl league with, his first name is Charles. He goes by Brent. I don't get it.
Thank you for that update, Phil. Really appreciate that.
Things you need to know.
Yep. I just forgot what my middle name was now. Sorry.
It's probably like
just pushed out another core memory. There it goes.
What's your middle name, Phil?
Mine is Joseph.
Joseph.
How about you? Rudy Lewis. I like
Rudolph Louis Kasimakis.
Wow.
Rudolph Louis Kasimakis.
All right, Scott, we're going to spin the wheel for you. And if you don't like what you get on the first spin, guess what, buddy? You get to pick again. Are you ready?
If you win shoes, you might want to try for a rosin bag.
I mean, it is a nice rosin bag, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones in the industry.
All right, we're spinning it up. Here we go.
Go ahead.
Come on, 3-ball roller.
I thought you were going to put a shirt on the wheel.
3-ball Arsenal.
Anything.
Oh,
Here we go.
Arsenal.
What is it? Oh,
almost got
bounced
there.
off the 3-ball Arsenal.
Man, that was close. Just needed a little extra push. All right, so backpack.
Backpack is nice.
Backpack is nice. No one's won a backpack yet.
No, nobody's won a backpack. I didn't even know it was on a wheel. That's how often it comes up.
Yeah, the last time he got close to this, the guy won the 3-ball Arsenal. So
that's right.
Scott, you have a choice. Do you want to keep the backpack? So we got a lot of good backpacks. Great, the best backpacks. Or do you want to spin again? You need to let us know in the chat.
It's a Cadillac of backpacks.
Or do you want to try to win a grip sack?
Or you can go for the chamois, which is my favorite. The chamois.
They are nice chamois.
They are nice. Let's
Nice
roll. No,
leather.
I don't know what he wants to do. Keep it. I need one.
There we go.
Way to go. Way to go, Donald.
like it.
Scott.
Excellent play. Excellent play.
Excellent play. Well played, Don. Well,
Go for the backpack.
he went for the backpack.
I like it.
Next week, can you put a shirt on here?
What shirt?
The t-shirts.
What should I take off? Should I take
Take
off
off the 3-ball Arsenal.
take off the 3-ball Arsenal and put a shirt?
Spoken like a true businessman.
Rudy, it's a pleasure having you, man. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you having me on, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, we're gonna do well together. We have a lot of fun together. So we'll see you later, Nick.
What?
Put a T-shirt on there for next week.
What do you want me to take off? You want to take off a chamois or a grip sack or clear
Go for
magic?
grip sack. Put a T-shirt on it.
Grip sack, T-shirt. All right,
Yeah,
I'll think about it.
All right, we'll see the T-shirt on there next week.
Shout out to Billy Red.
Billy Red, is that your buddy?
That's my buddy.
All right. I think that's it, man. I'll go through the questions and we'll look at them a little bit. Rudy, these are all on the Facebook page. So if you want to go on the Facebook page and look at them later on, some people mentioned some names of people you might know, and
yeah,
you
on
can go in there
YouTube
and
as well.
respond.
So there's in the chat on YouTube as well. There's gonna be a lot there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go back and watch the show, and just like all the other times you watch the show, nothing will change. So.
You guys in the same building?
No, I'm in San Antonio. He's in Muskegon, Michigan.
I got you. Well, guys, the pleasure was all mine.
Rudy, take
All right.
care.
Rudy, thanks for being on.
Laura said hi, by the way.
Till next week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you. Take care.